Hello everyone. Getting ready to head out for the holidays, and I just wanted to pop in and look at the upcoming full moon in Cancer. And of course this ties into the solstice and Christmas as well. And with this full moon in Cancer, Cancer is the past. What's been coming up for me lately is the ancient history of Christmas. And I've been learning a lot about Saturnalia and just how this holiday and this tradition has sort of changed over the years. And when you look back at the pagan festival of Saturnalia, it was this time where we were letting go of things that were no longer serving us. So we were honoring the death process and clearing and making space for the new to come into form. And something this really has had me reflecting on is Saturn and how his little glyph is like a cross over this little arch. It kind of looks like a rainbow bridge or something. And it represents the rule of matter over spirit, over soul. And it really is such a gift. I feel like this Christmas holiday sort of represents this gift of spirit coming into matter and spirit coming into form. And if you think about, if you look metaphorically at like the birth of Christ and all of these other avatars throughout time, the common theme is that they're being born with divine consciousness. And as humanity has fallen into its darkest age, there's always been these people who have incarnated that were placeholders for this divine consciousness so that it wouldn't be forgotten, and to try and help spread it as much as is possible in a really unconscious era of humanity. And now it feels as though we're coming out of that darkest age, believe it or not, which is why so much more darkness is actually visible now, because humanity is becoming more conscious on a grander scale and actually opening their eyes to what it is we need to let go of that's no longer serving us, so we can clear the way for new seeds of divine consciousness to be embodied on earth. So the other thing I think about with Cancer, Cancer is the breast, it's the shell. I think of the shell, the vessel of the spirit, and the waters are the spirit. I also feel like this womb energy as well. Cancer is the mother, it's family, it's home, it's the microcosm. And then we have it juxtaposed with Capricorn, who is matter and is at the top of the mountain and sees the bigger picture and sees more of the macrocosm and how things could be managed. And so I think it's also this axis of the world tree, the Yggdrasil, the roots, Cancer, and the branches that reach to the heavens, Capricorn. So it's really this central axis of the Taurus field of time and space and all of existence, spirit and matter. And the center of that Taurus field is our caduceus, the Kundalini energy. So this time of year, if you think of the crown as Capricorn and the roots as Cancer, it's this time to receive this divine light into our bodies, our spirits. And to be able to do that, we need to let go. And, I feel like this full moon is an invitation to either release the really heavy feelings or any feelings you have that could free you to be open to receive something new. And for some of us, we've been doing that, right? And we're just fully ready to receive. So I think along with this as well, there's an opportunity to find the center between these dualities, as there always is, right? But there's how can we find the center between the past and the present, and or the past and the future rather? And obviously that's the present moment, but I think about two different schools of thought, like the more spiritual and then the more rational material. And could it actually be a gift to bring those together, to understand spirituality from a more scientific perspective, perhaps, to drop out of the scientific religion and entertain more of the unseen, like it's all about opening the mind, and just staying open to what others have to share, and I feel like that sort of requires us to get really comfortable in our own center and our own self, and know that we have our own values and beliefs and integrity that we can stay with, and we don't have to, bend or whatever to whatever else people are saying, but that we can be open to it and always open to learn. So, all right, I'm rambling a little bit, but I'm going to pull a few cards. I wanted to pull from my water deck for the Cancer energy. And there was something else. Yeah, because Cancer is associated with the waters. There was something else that was coming through. Let's just see what card comes out for this Cancer full moon from the waters. Oh, gosh. That is gorgeous. Cosmic Ocean. Current dreams, future realities, new beginnings. This is so much about the present moment. And look, she's just being bathed in this beautiful energy. And this reminds me, I'm feeling a really strong connection to the galactic center this year. And I've heard a little bit about how we're lined up with it technically. I haven't really looked into that myself, but I feel it. And it just feels like a time of opening to receive and to remember, and to, I love the new beginnings, to allow ourselves to be like rejuvenated to create the new in this coming year. All right, I had to pull a tree angel to kind of balance out, to go to more of the Capricorn, the earth element, and the Yggdrasil. Let's see what tree angel wants to come through for us for this Cancer full moon. Alder, 30. Look at her. She's got the light shining down and coming through her hands. I'm going to look at this one. I'm not super familiar with her. The alder stands beside the stream, and the water rushes past. The alder lets it swirl by, and the stream too leaves the alder in peace. The stream supplies water and protects the alder from drying out. The alder shades the stream and protects it from becoming too warm. They sustain each other without trying to change one another. Let things be. Perfection. A breeze caresses the leaves, and the heavens smile. The angel of alder heightens emotion and empathy, acceptance and forgiveness. The alder offers great comfort. It calms and supports us in letting go of pain from the past and holding old scars. Her secret is in the release and letting life flow. Just rely on the alder and listen to the splashing of the stream, letting go of everything that is causing you pain. Sorrow, grief, rage, hate, your bitter tears, surrender it all to the earth and her helpers to be transformed into fruitfulness. Allow yourself to be purified, and in doing so, cleanse yourself. The alder is also the Norn of the past. Her secret ability lies in non-attachment to everything except the ground on which she stands. It is through this that she teaches us the gentle and essential art of release, of letting go. Emotions are linked with the element of water. They represent energy that must flow in order for life to continue. If we hold them in and bottle them up, we become hard and stiff, inhibited and obstructed. This leads to physical and spiritual paralysis and eventually to long-term physical and emotional pain. Rigid discipline replaces spontaneity and compassion. All good reasons for allowing one thing to flow into another, just like the alder. That is so beautiful and totally reflects what was coming through. And Chappie, he's saying hello. Oh, I love it. Hi, Chappie. Yeah, just letting things flow. And I see that flow of the Taurus field too, right? Like as we feel the emotions, we're allowed to come back to love and back to center and let go of any pent up emotions, blame, shame, all of that kind of stuff that keeps us stuck. And I love the message about the spontaneity. This time of year, this week, I've just let go of my schedule of what I've been wanting to make myself do. You know, like, obviously there's still things you have to do, but I've just loosened up what I've set up for myself to allow myself to just be really present and do things for fun. Like I've been baking cookies for Christmas parties and things like that. And it feels so good to kind of let go of that routine and structure for this holiday week, you know? So speaking of Saturn and Saturnalia, Saturn was the god of the golden age. So I wanted to pull an Atlantis card. And I'm going to ask, what can we remember from Atlantis that will assist us now for the energy of this full moon and for 2024? Ooh, wow. The Council. Wisdom comes full circle. Look at that. It's like that energy I was speaking of in the beginning of the avatars who held the wisdom and embodied the divine consciousness. And these are like the people who are her observing, listening, paying attention. And it feels like this card is really like reminding us of what those people were truly here to teach us. Not that they weren't supposed to be this hierarchical kind of person that was better than everyone else. It was supposed to be a reminder to humanity of where we truly come from and a placeholder. I kind of want to see what this card says as well, because I don't pull that one too often. I don't remember the last time I pulled that card. Okay. Every civilization has a governing body that oversees and keeps their society in order. In Atlantis, this was known as the Council, which was regularly in council with the Ancient Ones, oracles, dreamers, priests and priestesses, and crystal keepers for the good of Atlantis. The Council did not run Atlantis in a forceful, domineering sense like modern-day political leaders do, but watched over the masses with spiritually guided leadership that held a purposeful position. The Council of 12 was also accountable for the sacred purposes of Atlantis' people and was often visited by Atlanteans seeking guidance about their personal life journeys. The Council wants it to be known today that it has not forgotten about you. Instead, it congratulates your continual search to understand the true nature of your existence. This card can be seen as the celebration card, signifying a major shift in your life that has brought you closer to realizing who you are and why you're here. And that is beautiful. It's so beautiful, and so speaks to, things in the world right now. And I've always talked about how we need embodied leaders. You know, this time of year was when, I believe it's when the pharaohs and the leaders would go through a resurrection initiation so that they would be, the mysteries would be revealed to them so they could rule from this perspective of, oh, we are all one. Everything is connected. And in knowing that, they could rule fairly, right? And obviously, like, as our consciousness descended and densified, that sort of went out the window at some point. But now that opportunity is not just here for the pharaohs or the kings. It's here for anybody who is consciously choosing that path, and for each of us to help inspire the people around us in our lives. And that doesn't mean that we're better than them. It's just the path that you may be choosing. If you're on the conscious path of spirituality and healing your own lineage, healing yourself, then you can help share that gift with other people, if they're, if they come your way. Okay, one last card from my goddess deck. What goddess is with us for this full moon in Cancer and this time of year? Oh, interesting. Maya, illusion, seeing through the veil. Gosh, this card it's so Neptunian, and every time I pull it, I always feel like a bit confused, to be honest with you. And Maya is all about how what we perceive in this reality is not always necessarily truth. It's when we part the veils, we see a completely different reality. But then also when we come back down into this physical reality and we go about our everyday lives, it can feel so far from the spiritual reality, if that makes sense. I'm going to read a little bit about this because I want to see what the deck has to say. All right. Oh, okay. The Hindus and Buddhists of India worshipped Maya as the material universe, as mother of creation, weaver of the web of life, and as illusion. She is the virgin or maid part of the three-part Kali, Virgin Mother and Crone. Maya is also worshipped in Nepal, Tibet, Asia, and the Himalayas. Her special attributes are intelligence, creativity, water, and magic. Here she is depicted lifting the veils of earthly form to reveal the true nature of the universe. Maya moves subtly into your life to tell you to face your illusion. It is time to see what is so, what is true, what is real. Are you caught in a particular situation and can't seem to move because it is hard to see clearly? Were you dazzled by what a certain reality seemed to offer you and now discover nothing there? Have you been listening to the words people speak rather than what's behind the words? Maya says it is easy to get caught up in illusion, and wholeness is nurtured when you accept where you are and forgive yourself. Become aware of the illusion, then consciously lift the veils to experience the reality. Seeing the reality behind the illusion is what brings you power. Gosh, this card is so multifaceted because, again, it comes back to the micro and the macro. What is it in our own life that we are perceiving that is actually illusion? And I think this really brings me back to Saturn's energy a little bit too, where he invites us to be in integrity, where we ask ourselves, like, am I holding the same expectations of myself that I'm holding of other people? Am I walking my talk? Am I taking the steps towards what I want? Am I just pointing fingers? All those kinds of questions, I feel like, help us gain a better perspective. You know what I mean? Or help us align with our own integrity. And Maya is just a lot of times the stories we're telling ourselves that keep us separated and keep us from our truer nature. So that was a really beautiful reading. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday and full moon. And it'll be good that the full moon is after Christmas, because maybe that'll be a better time if there's a lot that needs to be released, to just let yourself have some space and time to do that. So sending you guys lots of love and talk to you soon.